We muted it, that's why it kept on echoing in the recording.
But that was the little girl. The little girl that had it in the background.
We'll mute it just in
Okay.
case.
Well, how they can hear me?
This is live though.
No, but
We're just muting it on your side.
okay. No, but they get this.
So when it pops up, because you're not muted on the port side.
But understand that this YouTube has to hear what I'm saying.
It will.
Okay.
Well, so you're already muted.
So where do I get? How do I get back bigger?
Minimize all your stuff and go back to using. Nice.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, now you're going.
My cord. Cord back to that. Okay. We're all going. Mr. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
You're not on video. Turn your video on.
Yeah.
No, at the bottom, the other right.
Right here.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You DeAndre Stewart, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the Court of Crane County. I'm County Judge Hodges. This is cause number 8674, the state of Texas versus DeAndre Roseanne Stewart.
Roshan Stewart.
Rashawn, I'm sorry.
No worries.
You're represented by Mr. Phillips. Is he on today?
Yes, sir.
He's not on here yet.
Judge, I will say Mr. Phillips had talked to me about needing more time to get in touch with his client on this case. I
Yeah,
never
he-
saw a continuance filed, but we did discuss that.
He never did file it yesterday. And we agreed to let him do it and he never filed it. So, and I just checked again just before we came on to make sure, and he still hasn't filed it. So this case is still supposed to be presented today since he didn't get everything, your lawyer didn't get everything filed. Have you talked to him today, Mr. Stewart?
No, I didn't. I talked to him yesterday. He just said that he's going to call in, and I guess he'll be doing the talking and pretty much all that.
Well, he's supposed to be, he's not on right now, and he should already been online.
Is your lawyer on them?
Oh, okay. Do I need to call him?
I'll tell you what, we'll skip and bring you back in a few minutes. So we'll put you back in the waiting room and go to the
Okay.
next client, and then maybe you can get a hold of your attorney.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just put him back in the waiting room. Yeah, there you go. Dwayne Wilson. Yep. Mr. Hall, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Waiting on Dwayne to get on.
Yes, sir. Looks like he's in. I think I had told him not to activate everything because we were expecting it to be a larger crowd. Dwayne, if you can hear us, go ahead and activate everything.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Get your video going.
The link I click? Oh, right here.
There you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're in the court of Crane County. I'm County Judge Hodges. Today is February 24th, 2021, 1:30 PM, pretrial 2 plea deadline. Dwayne Wilson, offensive assault causing bodily injury. As the state and the defense got together on a plea on this one?
We have, Your Honor. Mr. Rawls has extended a plea offer, and I've conveyed that to my client. He has declined that offer and asked to be set for a jury trial.
We have a date on that. That won't be enough. The first jury trial we have available, I mean, the next one, first one we have set up is next month on the 30th. Is that going to be sufficient enough time for the state and the defense? No.
Judge, I do believe there's a couple cases ahead of this one that are on our jury docket. I'd request more than 30 days just to make sure we can get everything in order.
Okay, well, we'll have to schedule a special one because the next one after that we have scheduled is in October. That's I think that's stretching out a little too far, isn't it?
Yes, Judge. Maybe just more than 30 days, we can come up with another date, work that out.
Okay, well, Mr. Hull, we'll get back with y'all on another date because, like I say, the state says we've already got that one full enough for that trial date that we've already prescribed, and we'll just do a special trial date on this next deal. So, anytime within the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months would be all right with y'all.
Yes, sir. Schedule permitting, but I think a jury trial will probably take precedence over other things that might pop up on that day. So we could probably figure something out.
Does that sound good with the state?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get the information to you as soon as we can get something rescheduled and get that to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hull. Thank you. Dwayne, y'all both dismissed.
And
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, for purposes of the record, my name is McLean Marchbanks, appearing for Mr. Hull.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Mr. Hull is the attorney of record. I'm his associate. I just wanted to make sure that was clear on the record.
All right. Did you get that name? Okay. Could you repeat that again for the?
It's McLean Marchbanks, McLane, Marchbanks, just like it sounds, Marchbanks.
So will you be representing the client from here on out?
It'll be both myself and Mr. Hull. We both represent him.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. You do the same, Judge.
Bye-bye. Okay, we've got all his plea paperwork here. Mr. Moreno,
Yes, sir.
would you turn your video on, please?
Yes, sir. Come on. There we go.
There you go. Okay, lower your camera just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a talk computer.
All right, is the state ready?
Yes, Judge, the state is ready. We have a plea agreement we would like to present to the court.
Okay, let me get started here. I just want to make sure you got everything ready. I have that all in my hand. this is a court of Crane County. I'm County Judge Hodges. We're in the case of a cause number 8698, Tyler Reed Marino, charge of purchase furnishing alcohol to a minor. I see that we have a plea agreement. The state, would you want to proceed with that?
Yes, Judge. The terms of the agreement for a plea of guilty are 6 months of deferred adjudication, a fine of $800, payment of all court costs, restitution fees, mandatory fines, and I don't believe there's any restitution.
Okay.
Mr. Moreno has agreed to this offer and completed all of the documentation. The only thing that is missing is his fingerprint on the judgment, which is a term of community supervision. If community supervision would be nice enough to help us with that, that he go ahead and submit for fingerprinting on the judgment.
All right. Mr. Marino, have you read all of these charges against you and you pled guilty to these charges on your own free will?
Yes, sir.
And you agree to the deferred adjudication for a period of 6 months, a fine of $800, and payment of all court costs, mandatory fines, reimbursement fees, or restitution, if any?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. I assume all these signatures, that I'll ask you about this one, if you can see it, if this is your signature.
It's blending in with your
Yeah,
background.
it's not working very good.
Judge, if you'd like, I can share my screen to show the document.
Yeah, if you would, I just want to confirm one of his signatures. They're all the same, just to make sure that that is his.
Down in this corner.
It's all black. Oh, there it goes. Yes, sir, that's my signature.
Okay, good. And that's the one that's on all the pages. So I'll accept that as your signature. And you have read your discovery. You've been over all these pages and understand everything.
Yes, sir.
Any questions about anything that's read?
No, sir.
Have you read your conditions of deferred adjudication, community supervision?
Yes, sir, I have.
Do you understand all of those things?
Yes, sir.
We see. So you're saying I don't need to reread these to you and you understand them? And when the CSCD calls you in and it goes over these with you, you'll understand them all and not act like you have never heard of them?
Yes, sir.
You have signed the bottom of that you have read and understood all of these terms.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir.
No, I thought somebody else said something. Okay. Order deferred adjudication. County Judge Roy Hodges presiding, attorney for State Austin Rawls. February 24, 2021. Offense of which defendant convicted purchased furnished alcohol to minor. Somebody's picking up some background noise. Tyler, is there somebody else in the room with you?
Not in my room, no, sir.
Okay. Statute of offense ABC 106.06, date of offense 9/22/2019, plea of the offense guilty, degree of offense of class A misdemeanor, Terms of plea agreement, adjudication of guilt deferred, defendant placed on deferred adjudication, community supervision, period of deferred adjudication, community supervision for 6 months. Fines of $800, court cost of $270, reimbursement fees of $25. No victim impact statement returned to the attorney representing the state. Did we not have a waiver of counsel on this one?
I believe he'd completed that earlier
Okay.
at a first
Okay.
court appearance.
Okay, it's just not checked off. Okay. Both parties announced ready for trial. Defendant waived the right of trial by jury, entered the plea indicated above. The court admonished the defendant. It appears to the court that defendant was mentally competent to stand trial, made the plea freely and voluntarily, and was aware of the consequences of the plea. The court received the plea and entered it of record. Having heard the evidence submitted, the court finds that such evidence substantiates defendant's guilty. However, the court finds that it is in the best interest of society and defendant to defer proceedings without entering an adjudication of guilt and to place the defendant on deferred adjudication community supervision. Therefore, the court orders no judgment entered at this time. The court further orders defendant placed on deferred adjudication community supervision for the period of time indicated above, as long as defendant abides by the conditions of deferred adjudication community supervision. The court finds that the precedence investigation, if so ordered, was done according to the applicable provisions of subchapter F, chapter 42A, Texas Criminal Code procedure. After having conducted an inquiry into defendant's ability to pay as directed by Article 42.15 Code of Criminal Procedure, the court orders defendant to pay the fine, court costs, reimbursement fees, and restitution as indicated above and further detailed below. You agree to all? Hold on. What's that? Okay. Can you, Mr. Reno, do you see all of that?
Yes, sir.
General fine of $800.
Yes, sir.
And you have signed as defendant's signature on this on this page, the bottom of this page.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Court's inquiry of defendant's ability to pay fine and court costs. On this day, the court accepted defendant's plea of guilty and the state's recommendation of punishment. Pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the court during or immediately after imposing the sentence inquired whether the defendant has sufficient resources or income to immediately pay all or part of the fine and cost. The court finds that the defendant has sufficient resources or income to pay all of the fine and cost to the county clerk in monthly installments as condition of the defendant's community supervision. The court orders that the payment be made by the defendant in accordance with these findings unless waived by the court. You have signed a waiver of right to appeal. You remember signing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With all this being said, the court finds you guilty as charged and places you on the deferred adjudication for 6 months and pay all fines and court costs.
Yes, sir.
Foster, are all these the original papers? Or is there going to be some different papers to be signed by me?
Nope, those are the originals. And if you could get the judgment to community supervision so that they can get his fingerprint, that'd just be the only thing we need on it.
Judge Hodges,
Otherwise,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt,
Yeah.
Austin. The thumbprint does not come from our department. He needs to go to the sheriff's department. We're not open to the public to do
Oh,
any
yeah.
of that stuff, okay?
Okay.
I'll get them, I'll get the copy that goes to them and have it at the sheriff's department, Mr. Marino.
Yes, sir.
You have to make yourself available and come into the sheriff's department and tell them, and I'll have them the paperwork and they'll know that you'll be coming in to be fingerprinted.
Yes, sir.
You want to need to do that, as soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else from the probation department?
Yes, sir. Judge Hodges,
Yes.
if you can instruct Mr. Moreno to contact our department as soon as this hearing is over to set up a time. We'll have to do a FaceTime interview with him to do the intake.
Okay. Is there a different number beside your office number, or just call that number and set everything up?
No, sir. If he'll call our department number, we can give him the cell number so he can contact us that way.
Okay. You want to give me that number?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll wait and give it to him.
Okay. He can just call us and we'll let him know.
What does he have? Do you have their number, or can you look it up, Tyler, in the phone?
What department is it?
Probation.
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 Yeah, adult probation department. It's in the book.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else further from the state
No,
or
sir.
the?
Just that, Judge, in the future on pleas, we'll make sure to specify they go to the sheriff's office to do that instead of
Yep.
community supervision.
Right. Yes, it's.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that.
That's
You're
all right. The
fine. Thank you,
county
Austin.
clerk usually does it with the sheriff there, but the way we're doing it now is all messed up. So we'll make sure that the sheriff's aware of it. All right. Okay, Mr. Reno,
Thank you, Judge.
contact that probation office as soon as, in a little bit, as soon as we get off here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're dismissed. Okay. I gotta-
Deontay Stewart, which was 8674.
We just did them.
Yeah, but there's a case in-
Oh, that's right. We put him back in there. We put all. Okay. Mr. Phillips, can you hear me?
I can't, Judge. I apologize. We were having some kind of technical problem with the link that was provided until just now.
Mr. Stewart, if you would scoot up to the camera a little bit. There you go. We just got notice that your continuance just now came in for this case. Is that true?
Well, the continuance came in, I believe we filed it, I want to say yesterday, Judge.
Well, I'm looking at the county clerk and she says no. It just came in and it just got sent to me. I've been waiting for it because your secretary, I think, was going to send it yesterday. We'll still accept it at this time if you still want to continue this.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. The other problem we've had in speaking with Micah, our office until yesterday afternoon had been closed for 11 days because
Yes,
of
sir.
weather and so forth.
I
And so it's
understand.
really just kind of compounded the problem with this particular case. I think if we could get a reset, we'll get it resolved one way or the other next time.
Okay, we will we'll reset that for March 16th. And I won't get the time, specific time, and we'll get the time to you because we have several cases to set. And if we're still doing this Zoom, it kind of compounds it a little bit. So we will just set it for March 16th in the afternoon.
Very good, Judge. That's all I have.
Mr. Stewart,
Sir, say that again. I'm sorry.
March 16th in the afternoon will be your next court date.
Okay.
And your attorney will be receiving all the information.
10-4.
Okay, anything else today, Mr. Phillips?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge. See you, Austin.
Thanks, David. Have a good one.
done with that. That's all the 130s. We're waiting on the 2 o'clocks to come in, and as soon as they get on, we'll proceed.
Judge, are there any still set to go? I have them all as either continued or pleading by mail.
The cause 8709, I have nothing on. And Mr.
Okay, I guess.
Mr. Dodd is on the in the waiting room.
Okay.
Do you have something on that one?
I don't have he had talked to me about needing a continuance, and I do too. This one was not on my calendar. It was on the docket. It just didn't get put in our system. So I don't have anything to go on this one today.
Okay.
Mr. Dodd had let me know he was going to file a continuance, but I don't think that ever materialized.
Okay. Well, we can bring him in and visit with him on it.
Okay.
And I'll accept the continuance if we need to do that and set it for next month for the plea trial 2. You want to bring him in? Hey, Mr. Dodd. Can you hear me, Mr. Dodd?
Yes, Your Honor. I can hear you. And may it please the court, Stephen Dodd for Mr. Calvin Hawthorne.
Yes,
Mr. Officer of the court, Judge, I will assert to you that Mr. Hawthorne is sitting across my desk. Mr. Hawthorne, if you will say hello, Judge, so he can hear you.
Hello, Judge, sir.
He's sitting across my desk. He had some trouble with Zoom, so he is in my office.
Yes. Okay. The state says that they thought that you were going to do a continuance on this case, so they didn't really get it together. So they're going to ask for a continuance on this case till next month.
Your Honor, I was going to ask for the same thing, just for the little more time to talk with Austin based on how this case has been presented and some scheduling issues I've had the last few months.
Sure.
I think we will be able to know which way we're going to go by the next docket.
Okay. It'll be set on March 16th for
Yes,
the afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get you the exact time. It's just we got a lot to reschedule and get spaced out.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, Judge, it's working.
I guess so. We're making it, I guess.
Yeah, I like your Zoom back.
Yeah, that's nice to have something back there instead of just whatever.
Yeah. I like yours too. So yes,
Trust me, I didn't do that. But we'll schedule out for March 16th in the afternoon, Mr. Dodd, and get that rescheduled for you.
Yes, Your Honor. Judge,
All right.
I believe that concludes on my business with the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, not too bad.
I think that's it today.
Yep.
I think, did you speak with McLean yesterday? On
Yes,
8714?
they have. Yes, and I can make an announcement if you want to call that case.
Yeah, okay, this calls 8714 Herberto Zuniga, February 24th, 2021, 2 p.m., pretrial 2, plea deadline. What's the status?
Judge, the attorney for the defendant has informed me that he has accepted the offer that the state sent to him. He did ask to plead by mail, however, not a big fan of Zoom hearings. And I did talk to you yesterday about that, and I let him know that that was okay. Once we get those documents back from him, we will certainly get those to the court for its review.
Yes, sir. And we did extend a 90-day pay for his fees on that. So,
yes. Now,
that-
as of when the 90 days start, we're still kind of working that out. But yes, 90 days of whenever the judgment is finalized.
yes, sir. Other than that, that's all we had today.
I think so.
We're gonna have a busy one next month, though, looks like,
We are.
with all the resets and then the new ones coming. So I appreciate everybody today.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.